Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. So, post-game recap. The Yankees took the second game of a three-game series against the Detroit Tigers by a score of 6-4. And it was all in all another good game, but it was a different game than it was yesterday. Yesterday was straight up Bronx bomber, home run, home run, home run barrage, and ace Gerrit. And today was base hit, base hit, base hit, base hit, base hit, no home runs. And a very, very good start by Jameson Taillon, one of Gerrit's best friends. So on the pitching side, Jameson Taillon went 5 innings, and he threw about 78 pitches. He only gave up a few hits, 3 walks, had the 6 strikeouts, only gave up 1 run. This was his best start as the Yankee, and it's probably his best start in almost 2 seasons. So trending in the right direction. And again, he's been in the 70s for a couple times now. We can get him to the point where he can go 5 or even 6 every time out, just like Corey Kluber is kind of trending in that direction. That'll give the bullpen more relief. Just like Gerrit, in his worst game, he goes 6 usually. So this is a good sign. If we can get Montgomery to stay consistent up there and Rougned to stay consistent up there, and then we'll have a consistent rotation, which is actually, they actually have one of the lowest collective ERAs right now as a starting rotation, under 3.4 in the major league. So that's great. And the Yankees are tied, and they're in the top 5 teams for home runs, too. Now, there are other areas, obviously, that they need to improve on, of course. I mean, on base percentage and just other things, cutting down on the strikeouts and increasing the walks. But, again, this was a good win by the Yankees today. Aaron Judge, he's locked in now, had 3 hits. Gleyber Torres had 2. Hicks had a hit. And DJ LeMahieu seems to have broken out of his kind of funk, and he had 2 hits today. He's kind of trending in the right direction like these other guys are. So we're getting to the point now where it looks like the bats are starting to collectively come together bit by bit, and I think we'll get to the point where, once they all mesh together with Odor and Stanton and Hicks kind of on a roll and Clint Frazier on a roll, this lineup is going to be really, really, really hard to beat. Now, obviously, that's easier said than done. It has to actually happen, but they do have the firepower. They just need to put it together. And Luke Voit is at some point going to be coming back. He's looking good. He's feeling good. So Zach Britton will be coming back, too, to add another arm to the bullpen. But, speaking of bullpen, I mean, behind you had Johnny Lasagna, threw well today. Justin Wilson got touched up a little bit and gave up 2 runs in 2/3 of an inning. But then Chad Green came in, threw 1 in the 3rd inning to kind of close things out and clean that up. And then Aroldis Chapman had a dominant 9th, 2 more strikeouts, only threw 7 pitches. And his ERA for the season is 0.00. So I know it's still an early batch. We're only a month and a half into the season, a month into the season, I should say. But he's absolutely filthy. He's the best reliever in baseball right now. So, and I don't think it's even close. And with that, hopefully he continues on that. On that trend, or on that uptrend. He's got a new pitch now, new out pitch, a splitter. It's nasty to go to his 102 per hour heat, and he's looking really, really good. So, and then once Zach Britton comes back, we'll have another weapon in the bullpen. But speaking of bullpen, Darren O'Day was placed on the 10-day IL today with some inflammation in his shoulder, his throwing shoulder. They recalled Mike King from the alternate site, and what I didn't realize that he was when they sent him out the other day, when they optioned him, he has to wait 10 days, but I guess you don't have to wait 10 days if you're coming back for someone who's being put on the IL. So that's something I wasn't certain about, so it's good to know. But and again, he gives them another option of somebody who can come in and throw multiple innings. Darren O'Day doesn't offer that, so we're replacing a reliever guy with a long relief guy, so that's not a bad thing. We already have we already have a lot of bullets in the bullpen that we can take care of for short stints. So it's good to have somebody who can, complement or serve as a longer relief bridge other than Johnny Loizaga or Chad Green or Luis Sessa. So someone else. And then at some point, Clark Schmidt will be back. So we'll have more depth, and at some point, Luis Severino will be back. But as we speak, at least the starters are starting to go longer. Taillon's starting to go longer. Kluber's starting to go longer. Domingo starting to go longer. So we're getting a collectively consistent rotation, which is a really good thing for the Yankees. It's something they haven't had for a while. I mean, it's the gap between Cole and the rest of the rotation was a mile, in the offseason and in the beginning of the season. Now it's a half mile. So it's a good trend in the right direction. And I would still not be surprised if they brought in a big frontline pitcher at the deadline or before the deadline. So if they need it, I won't be surprised if they do that. But that's the recap. So an all-in-all good day for the Yankees. They play the rubber game with a 3-game series tomorrow against the Tigers, and then they'll be off Monday, and then Houston Astros come to town on Tuesday for a series against the Yankees. So that'll be fun. I'm sure there's going to be some cans and some other noise and things like that. So, and another baseball news, looks like the capacity of the stadium is going to go from 20 to 33%, or a third capacity in June or the middle of May. And then by the summer, it looks like July, I think, Mayor de Blasio is opening up New York City stadiums to a full capacity, 100%. I hope that people are responsible and wear masks and distance as often as they possibly can. I know it's hard to distance with 40,000 people in the stadium, so I hope people just remain vigilant and get vaccinated and just so that we can have full stadiums again without having to worry whether we're going to have another setback again like some of these other places. So, but hopefully everybody stays safe and healthy, but it's good to have some good baseball, and it's nice to see that the Yankees are kind of trending in the right direction again. They had a horrible 2 weeks. Now they're 2 games under 500 at 12 and 14, but again, trending in the right direction. And just got to keep consistent. And hopefully when things really get put together and everybody else comes into the fold, they'll be a really, really good team. And really, really hard to beat. So, but there's a lot of other good teams, so the Yankees still have some work to do. So that's the recap. Hope you enjoyed it. By the way, I've been doing a series, if you haven't seen it, of trade proposals for each team, particularly the contending teams or close to contending teams. That's all in the description down below. My most recent one was earlier today. It was the Atlanta Braves, and I have more coming up, and you'll see another one tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. If you haven't subscribed, be sure to do that and hit the bell icon so you don't miss those videos. You'll always get notified when it comes out. So, and appreciate you watching. And by the way, if you haven't subscribed, if you do, it puts you in contention for the giveaway 2,000 subs, and then I'll hopefully be blow past out to 3,000, where I'll be doing a bigger giveaway at that point. So, but my goal is to get to 5,000 by the end of this year or some point in time in 2022. So, your help's greatly appreciated. So, thanks so much for watching. Have a great weekend. Be safe. Talk to you tomorrow.